All right, so as a VA rater, I've noticed some mistakes that vets make and listen to many talk about how they forget to tell the C&P examiner something about their conditions. I've also talked to so many veterans who don't seem to remember aspects of their conditions unless they're probed with specific questions. So you can't guarantee that the C&P examiner is going to ask probing and or leading questions, so you need to be prepared. So how do you be prepared? I would understand what your disability is. I know that seems kind of like a duh kind of a moment, but if you have plantar fasciitis or mental health or migraines or tinnitus or whatever it is, once you have a diagnosis, you'll have a diagnostic code. And you can punch that into the Code of Federal Regulations, the schedule for rating disabilities, and you can look up the rating criteria. And you'll want to go in and look at how how the VA rater is going to take a look at it, because they do it by the law. And then another thing is you should get the DBQ for tinnitus, hearing problems, or migraines, or mental health. DBQ is a disability benefits questionnaire, and if you're reviewing your DBQ, you'll be able to see exactly what the C&P examiner is going to be checking off. I mean, you have no control over how he's going to interpret your symptoms, but if you understand the law, how he's likely to check things off for you, then you're going to have a lot better chance, and that's kind of his point here. Don't show up going, duh, I'm a dumb shit. I don't know anything. And I don't know what a DBQ is. And I don't know what a C&P exam is. And I don't know what my diagnosis is. And I don't know how it's rated. All right. So be prepared for your C&P exam, understand your condition, and have a clue. Another recommendation is write a personal statement for each and every single condition, every single disability. He says, some people are going to worry about, too much paper and stuff like that. But as a rater, I appreciate organization and having a concise statement for each condition. Concise statement, by the way, is like 3 or 4 sentences, like a paragraph. It doesn't need to be a concise novel. So it makes it easier to understand the whole picture. And if you're on the borderline or 30 or 50% and you're able to articulate it, and he's able to understand this, gives them a better picture of what's going on, in addition to the medical evidence that he's checking out, and then the results of the C&P exam. Here's an example. In May 1980, while in the field, I was jumping out of a deuce and a half, and when I landed, my ankle rolled to the side, and I felt a sharp pop and sharper pain. Well, I rubbed some dirt on it, and I went back to work. 3 days later, my ankle gave out while walking up steps. In 1984, I was playing basketball, and when I came down from a dunk, my ankle hurt like crazy. When I went to the ER, they diagnosed me with severe ankle sprain and tendonitis. So you say something happened, the initial thing happened in 1980, and then when you're playing basketball 4 years later, something else happened. These are both in-service events, and this paints a clear picture other than ankle hurts. Owie, that's weak. Again, you don't need to quote law. You don't need to be a doctor. I jumped out of a deuce and a half, rolled my ankle, felt a pop. These are all things you as a layman experienced and you could talk about. And then to compound it, 4 years later, I was playing basketball. Wham! Sprained it again and went to the emergency room. The emergency room will have records. If you went and reported it the first time, which he says he rubbed dirt on it, so he probably didn't the first time. But this paints a good picture, and this is something, this probably amounts to 5 or 6 sentences. So that covers the 2 different events that happen in service with regard to your ankle. Now you're out. So now you have to bridge the gap between when you got out and now. So you want to explain that you had issues with your ankle ever since you got out, which is absolutely true. You had problems in 1980, got a little bit better. You rubbed a little dirt on it. Then 84, wham, hit it again. And then let's say it's 1988 now, even though it's 2021. Now you're like, hey, now it's been another couple of years and I'm having more problems. So you're going to want to write how this affects you. Tell them that, 1980, you rubbed dirt on it. 1984, you came down on it, went to the ER. That's in your medical records. Now let's say it's 1989 and you've been out for a couple years and it's bothering you more. You can't even play basketball anymore. You can't run anymore. Let's say you're like running. I don't like running, but let's say you do. So I can't run and I can't play basketball anymore. What you're doing is showing that it's severely impacted your lifestyle. You can't do the things that you enjoy doing. In the civilian world, this is kind of irrelevant. In the Social Security disability insurance world, it's very irrelevant. It's all about work stuff. This is more social impairment. You know, my life sucks now because of this shitty ankle. I used to like to ride motocross. I can't stand on the pegs. I got a dirt bike. You guys probably have a dirt bike, right? You don't ride sitting on the seat or you're going to get fucked up. So, you know, I can't ride. My ankle's jacked up. And if I try to get up on my pegs, I end up wrecking. Now I wear a brace as well. If I don't wear the brace, I'll roll my ankle. I've done that a couple times too. And here's some dates when you went to your private doctor if you're not already service connected. So to wrap up my awesome day with my shitty ankle, I have to soak my ankle daily and I have to take pills to ease the pain. Sometimes in the middle of the night, my ankle hurts so bad that it wakes me up at night. And when I got to go take a piss in the middle of the night, that hurts. Just getting out of bed and stepping on it, pins and needles, just constantly sore. So what you're doing here is you're talking about, you know, it's a problem in the morning. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't motocross. I can't play basketball. I can't run. It sucks even walking my dog. And I roll my ankle, so I have to wear a stupid ankle brace all the time. And then this thing bothers me. It's during the night, and I have to take painkillers, and you know I have to soak my ankle. You're spending a lot of time dealing with your ankle. So what the VA rater wants you to know here is when you paint the picture like this, this gives him a good snapshot of how it affects your life. He already has the DBQ, the Disability Benefits Questionnaire. Got it. Got the diagnosis. He's got the nexus. He's trying to figure out the rating for you. So the clear, concise statements. You don't want to write a book for any of this stuff. And this is pretty much how you go about filing a winning VA claim.